There are a lot of things that you can use record buckets to accomplish. Today we will be highlighting 3 of the features. We will explain how you can use them to create collections of MARC records to share with other people, how you can use record buckets to group duplicate MARC records together for merging, and how you can use them to batch edit MARC records. To create a record bucket, go to the Cataloging menu and then select Record Buckets. Next, click the Buckets drop-down button and pick the first value, New Bucket. When you do that, a pop-up window will appear. Enter a name for your record bucket and optionally a description. If you want to share your bucket with other Spark users, click the box next to where it says Shareable. Finally, click the button that says Create Bucket. The newly created bucket will be displayed. Make note of the bucket number. Give this to other people if you ever want to share the bucket. There are a number of ways to add contents to your record bucket. If you're browsing in the catalog and find a record that you want to add, such as the record that we see on screen right now, you can do this on the fly. Click the Other Actions button and then select Add to Bucket. A pop-up will appear. Click the drop-down that says Existing Bucket, then choose the bucket that you want, and finally click Add to Selected Bucket. You also can create a brand new bucket for your record. To do this, click on the New Bucket tab, enter a name, and then click the button that says Add to New Bucket. Another way to add things to a record bucket is by using a feature called baskets. Baskets are a way to add more than one record to a bucket at the same time. Let's suppose that I did a catalog search, and that the search yielded multiple results, and that I wanted to add some or all of the records from that search to a record bucket. Well, take a look at the small icon up here. This is the Baskets icon. If I clicked any of the checkboxes in front of a search result, it would add that search result to the basket. Or I could click the Basket Actions drop-down and then click on Add All Search Results. In either case, the number next to the basket icon would increase. If we then went back to the Basket Actions drop-down, we could select Add Basket to Bucket, and from there follow the same steps as before to add everything to a bucket. A final way to add contents to a record bucket is by using the Record Query tab. Go to Record Buckets as instructed before, then click the Buckets drop-down and choose the bucket that you want. Once the bucket has been loaded, go to the Record Query tab. You can use the text entry space there to perform a basic keyword search. And once the results appear, first click on the checkbox in front of every record that you want to add. Next, go to the Actions drop-down and then select Add to Bucket. Keep an eye on the Bucket View space up here. As soon as Add to Bucket is clicked, we see that the number changes from 0 to 4. And if we click the Basket View tab, there the records are. If somebody else wants to share a record bucket with you, click the Buckets drop-down, then click on Shared Bucket. A pop-up will appear. Click in the space underneath where it says Bucket ID, and then type or paste in the record bucket number. Then click Load Bucket. Before other people can view one of your record buckets, the bucket must be marked as shareable. To make sure that this is the case, first load the bucket, and once you have that done, go to the Buckets drop-down and click on Edit Bucket. A pop-up will appear. Just make sure that the checkbox next to Shareable is selected. And to delete a bucket, again, go to the Buckets drop-down, and then click on Delete Bucket. A pop-up will appear, and just to confirm your action, click the button that says Delete Bucket. And just a note, doing this will not actually delete the MARC records in the bucket from the catalog. Just the bucket itself will be deleted.